Hey family, we are back. We are black.
That's
Hopefully
right.
y'all had a great Sunday. It was beautiful down here in Texas, so shout out to the weather down here, but it was cold. It was cold. I'm here and I'm not alone. I am with my brother Words. Words. Say what's up to the family.
Hey, what's up, family? This words of wisdom. Just like she's in Texas, I'm in St. Louis, and guess what? It's cold, but the sun is
Mhm.
shining. So let the
Exactly.
sun shine on your life.
There you go. I mean, it started out kind of looking a little bad. It was kind of dark this morning. I was like, oh good, we're gonna get some weather. And it was
Mhm.
cold. So I was ready to chill out, which I kind of did anyway. My hung out with my family, we played some games, and we just had a ball today. I cooked some
Nice.
dinner and now I'm here. So how was your day?
My day was lovely. I'm actually at the hospital dealing with my grandchildren. Got them
Oh,
to take their bottles, so hopefully in the next couple of days they'll be coming home. I can't wait so I can do the
awesome.
rest of the sport that I have in life.
Well, that is awesome.
Oh yeah.
Get to be around them grandbabies. Yes,
That that's it. It's what I live for. It's what I do it for. My bloodline. That's it.
exactly. Exactly. Y'all ready? Got all the cribs and bottles and pacifiers and all that good stuff, formula.
Man, well, they're breastfed,
Okay.
so I'm so ready that I've already started buying them electronic cars. I'm that ready. They got a whole Escalade. They got a
Oh,
whole Escalade and the radio playing that Joker. They got a three-wheeler. They got a couple of more cars that they can drive. I just got I And their
oh,
mom, their grandmom, she done went out and bought a year's worth of Similac. So
wow.
we ready on this end.
Well, there you go. Cause look, bottom line, they gonna need all of that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I ain't never met a kid that needed a driver's license by 5. So,
Mine will. They got a granddaddy that drive for a living. So
oh my gosh.
I plan on passing the keys along when they're by the time they're 9, they'll be chauffeuring me around for real in real life.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
I know that is right.
If they follow my older brother, then they will be driving by 9 because at 7 he was driving.
Oh, for real?
So if I can get them to pick him up without the negativity, not I ain't gonna say negativity, but the illness that he had that took him off,
Uh-huh.
if I can get them to pick him up like that, then they'll be moving too.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's the hope.
Yeah, yeah. So can't wait to have a chauffeur because I drive for a living. So when
I
I
know
get
that's
home,
right.
I get home, I don't feel like putting the key in nothing, start nothing, and moving on nothing.
Right? Because look, when my son get his driver's license, I am done. Go to the
Right.
store. Go pick up your brother. Go do this. Go do that. Let's
Yeah.
get it done.
That's it. That's it.
I
That's
just
it.
I just hate he gonna have to, well, I guess it's make you more aware, but I hate he have to learn how to drive in this traffic out here. Oof.
Oh,
This
you don't have
Dallas
to tell
traffic
me.
ain't no joke,
Hey,
okay?
hey, if you learn how to drive in there, you can drive in anywhere. There,
Exactly.
Atlanta and New York, Chicago too. Them 4 places you can drive there. You can drive anywhere.
And let's not forget the mecca of them all, LA.
Yeah, definitely. I forgot about LA. Definitely,
LA.
definitely, definitely. Traffic is terrible.
It
Yeah,
is ridiculous. I would hate to have to deal with that much traffic. It take you 4 freeways and some just to get somewhere. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I would shoot myself in the pinky toe every day.
but man, there for me, I'd rather drive in LA before I drive in Chicago and New York.
There you go.
For
I
real.
would never drive in New York. There would be no way. I wouldn't even own a car in New York.
Hmm.
Like my boots are made for walking, and that's exactly what I would do.
Right. You ain't gotta tell me walking and Ubering it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. That's it.
All right.
That's kind of like a place. Look, you ever go on vacation there? Don't rent no car.
Uh-uh.
Just like Vegas, you do not rent a car when you go to Vegas.
Nope. We went to Puerto Rico, and my friend ended up renting us a car while we were down there. And then they tried to come back after her for some more fees. I was like, I was like, girl, don't rent no car down here, because especially going through a third party nowadays, man,
Man, yeah, yeah,
all the
yeah,
fees. It costs about $500 to rent a car nowadays, whereas what, 2-3 years ago might have been $250.
yeah. You know what you got to do now?
What?
You can't be a spare time renter anymore. You got to be a preferred renter,
Yeah.
meaning you got to pre-book it and prepay it directly from who you getting it from, not through a third party.
Exactly, because
Yep.
my kid's friend ended up losing like $500 to a third party company because they wouldn't accept her credit card. They didn't feel
Mm.
like it was a real credit card,
Right,
which
right,
they should have a list, if they're going to do that, of accepted payment methods. But
right.
you know, young kids didn't know, so they weren't able to rent the car, and they lost money because, of course, oh, we can't give you a refund.
Yeah, hey, I got a free rental out of Enterprise because of that. A
Oh,
free
really?
weekend rental. Yeah, because I use my credit card, and the little chick pulls out her cell phone and decides to type my number in her cell phone to check it, and I went off right there on the spot. Like, hold
What?
up, you don't put my credit card number in your cell phone. The manager walks up talking about, well, that's how we. I don't give a damn. It don't go in her personal cell phone. It go in your computer, or you have a laptop. Her personal cell phone shouldn't even be on the floor. Matter of fact, get your corporate manager on the phone right now. Well, could you
What?
step to the side? No, ain't nothing else moving in here until I talk to them. Ain't nothing else
Wow.
moving in her. Either you finna call the police and they gonna move me, or you gonna call your corporate manager and he gonna move. Other than that, you not moving no more cars till I'm taken care of. But my credit card don't go in her phone.
Wow. That is crazy. So what, so they get that what did the district manager say?
Oh, he gave me a free rental and he agreed. He
Mm-hmm.
agreed. Like it shouldn't have been put in her personal cell phone.
Because why would you?
Yeah. Why
How I
would
know
you?
you're not making an Amazon run on my account, you know?
Man. And like I told him, I ain't the one that called the police. That's not me. I come back to get mine personally. So if some
Right.
get charged, I'm coming to get mine personally. Is that a threat? Nah, that's a promise.
It's a promise.
Because it don't even belong in your cell phone.
Right. That was a good that you spotted that like that. Because somebody
Mm-hmm.
else would have been like, oh, it's an app, it's just on the phone, oh, it's okay, but
No,
no, it's not
no,
okay.
it's
It's
not
not
okay.
right.
That same app that's on your phone can be put on your computer, on this computer
Exactly.
right here.
Or a
So,
tablet. A work
right,
tablet is where it should be.
exactly. In
Mhm.
fact, it did where I killed them at is when I said, in fact, a personal cell phone don't belong on the floor.
Yeah,
Period.
absolutely.
All right.
And the question now is, how many other times have they done that?
Right. Now, how many people credit card numbers do all she got to do is push a button and everything shows up?
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, you don't trust me, but guess what? I don't trust you either.
And you should.
So, hey, so we even. Right.
And you shouldn't, because guess what? That is your money. And if something happened to it, a lot of these companies will fight tooth and nail to not have to replace or make things right. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
you have to come with some serious proof before
Man.
they compensate you.
Right. Well, you know how they always run. We have people that ain't got nothing to do with you using a personal cell phone.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. When you come out and you get this car away, what you got in your hand? A company tablet, right?
Right. That's what
So
you
what?
should have.
And so that's where that belongs, on the company tablet.
Absolutely. I agree. I agree.
Now
All
you
right.
got
Well, We just
So
came up with another show topic, sir. We're gonna
that's it.
we're gonna put a pin on that one. We got another
Exactly.
topic.
That's it.
All right, so we're gonna move into our Black celebrations of the week.
Yeah.
We are going to give a big celebration, power to the people fist to Jimmy Lee Day the second. He's an African American educator from Aurora, Colorado. He's been teaching for over 13 years. And it's sad to say this in 2013, but history was made by Mr. Day the second, as he is the first Black male to ever be awarded the state of Colorado's Teacher of the Year award.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Be coming up. That's what I'm talking about. Go for it, my brother.
Shout out to him. Shout out to the educator in him. We're going to give you the fist. Keep hope alive. We need more male teachers in the field. So, my brothers, if y'all can get into teaching, please do, because it would be so helpful.
It's definitely needed. We
It
just
is.
gotta, as a community, we gotta get past this goddamn Me Too movement.
You know, and
we have to get past, oh, he looked at me wrong, he did this. I mean, I'm not saying some men ain't crazy out here. Some men are crazy, some women are too.
Yes.
But when you know you need a male influence around, but this male influence knows that this girl may do something and then holler that, nobody has time to throw their life away to help. Man, because because we're guilty till proven innocent on that line.
Exactly. So yes, more Black male influence is necessary in education as a support.
Yeah.
Now our last celebration of the day is for, and I'm finna try and say this name, Rion Staten, from Maryland. He's 27 years old. I touched something. And he's gaining national recognition as he is set to earn his law degree from Harvard this year after years of working as a garbage worker. He recently co-founded the nonprofit The Reciprocity Effect as a way to give back to other support staff. Yeah. So congrats to him as well. I mean, I don't know if he's doing this on the side as a hustle to work his way through law school, but whatever it is, to just pull up your bootstraps and get it done is a goal. And congrats to him. He took out loans, and he did not stop working as a janitor to pay for his education. At his job, he heard numerous stories from coworkers who were formerly incarcerated. It made him think about the law and the justice system, as well as the possibility of him going to law school. So ultimately, he got accepted into Harvard, and his story got the attention of people like Tyler Perry. And Tyler Perry offered to pay for his law education.
Right.
So, I mean, hey, if you can get an education paid for by Tyler Perry and not have student loan debt, sir,
man, you better take it.
Oh, sir,
you better take it.
Because how about you coming out with on the right path, debt free?
That's it. That is definitely it. It's nothing you can say bad about that. That's part of the reason that I'm running a business in the trucking industry is to combat the prison pipeline, the school to prison pipeline. What happens when they come out and they want a legitimate income? I'll hire them. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not there yet where I'm able to, but that's the page I'm on.
Well, you know what, sir? Stay on that page, because A lot of times we are judged for
Yeah,
whatever reason, you know what I'm saying? So by you being there and being able to understand, support, hire, give somebody a chance who may just be may not get that chance. You know, a lot of felons who need jobs can't get jobs because they
right,
were in prison.
right, right, right. And we need more business owners that say, you know what, I'm hiring that before I hire somebody that don't have.
Right, right,
Simple, simple. Because
exactly.
most men will go to work. It's just the fact that when the money don't add up, you force them into a hand to where you can easily send them back.
Right. So it needs to be the type of business that will hire them, not only hire them, but pay them fairly. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Pay
Because
them
I
a
mean,
livable wage to where they can take care of their family. Because that's
but
what
you know
got them in,
what?
ultimately what got them in prison the first time. It was
Exactly.
the bills they had
Exactly.
to
Because
pay. For
guess
real.
what? I mean, shoot, we all just a paycheck away from thinking about what can I do to go hit the store? You know what I'm saying? Like
And
it's
we
just the
all are.
honesty.
That's the honesty. And I was reading a report that's 70% of Americans.
Yeah.
70 to 80% of Americans, regardless of the dollar amount you make. And to be fairly honest, I want to say that it's more people that make more than 100K that's in that boat.
Wow.
Yeah, that's in that physical boat right there. That getting money is addictive.
Yes, it is.
It's very addictive. And
Mhm.
when you make your first legitimate 100, you always figure you're supposed to make that because you pattern a lifestyle after it. And
Uh-huh.
that's where you go wrong at. When you
Yeah.
pattern the lifestyle after the money you make instead of setting a dollar amount and saying, okay, long as I make this amount, I'll be okay.
And you know who I admire? I will keep saying this brother's name until the wheels fall off. Chad Ochocinco.
Oh yeah.
You know, he was cheap. Like he kind of maybe went to the extreme, you know what I'm saying? Like sleeping at the stadium for 2 years. But hey, he did it. But he still has 89% of his NFL income
Yeah.
because he didn't go and buy the flashy cars or he didn't go out and buy the flashy jewelry. He said a lot of his jewelry came from Claire's.
Right. Right. He understood one key factor. I'm Chad Ocho Cinco. They going regardless.
Right.
They going regardless of what I have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And why do you need $150,000 chain or $1 million? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not buying it. I would borrow it maybe,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not paying for that. There is no way I would pay that much money on jewelry. You know what
The
I'm saying?
only the only way I would is if I purchased it as an investment, meaning that if I knew that if I paid 100 and when I resold it, it's gonna resell for 150. The
I could
value of
see
it, because
that.
it's jewelry out here that the value actually goes up on it the older it gets.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
if it's that, then yes. But if it's something that depreciates in value, you can keep it.
exactly. Like a car. Soon as I get in the car and take off, it's going to depreciate in value. So
Depending on the car.
true. Now,
You
will
know.
that new Maybach
Mm-hmm.
car, do
Uh-huh.
those depreciate in value or do they increase in value? Maybachs, whatever.
I physically can't answer that, but what I do know is that in the realm of say Mustangs,
Uh-huh.
something like a 69 Mustang,
Uh-huh.
the value of it goes up. It's with Mustangs, it's the particular year.
Uh-huh.
Whatever, I forget the year it is, but when they make Mustangs in a certain year, you always buy a particular year because it appreciates in value.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know if it goes across the board with cars like that, but with Mustangs it do. It
Well, I mean,
used to. It
I'm
used
look,
to.
it used to. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm looking at an article. It said the Maybach. I'm saying it wrong, y'all. I'm country. Excuse me. The Maybach lost $300,000 in value over 10 years. So I'm thinking the Maybachs, whatever, y'all know what I'm saying. I don't think they probably appreciate, but I'm thinking maybe like the Mercedes Benz, or
Right.
maybe
The Austin Martin. You know
yes,
what I mean?
uh-huh,
Certain certain Ferraris will, certain certain Porsches will.
uh-huh.
You know, it's just you really got to speak to a car collector that can actually tell you which ones will appreciate and which ones will depreciate.
Okay,
Yeah, they'll answer that for you.
exactly,
You know what I mean? A
exactly.
car collector will answer that.
So, all right. So we're gonna keep it rolling, and we're
And
gonna
with the
move on.
Mustang, I believe it's the odd year Mustangs, because just like the 69, the
Uh-huh.
67. So I believe it's the year Mustangs made in odd years that appreciate. I used to know it because I was looking into doing all of that,
Uh-huh.
but that was years ago before I had a child and having to move funds a different way.
Right.
So, life changes and it changes fast.
Exactly. And some Corvettes appreciate in value too.
Exactly. This is why you have Corvette clubs.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, airplane travel, especially airplane travel with children, has
Mm.
become a hot topic. Um, a lot of things are being questioned, like should there be childless flights, etc., etc. So this week we brought a spotlight to problems with flying with kids. Is that there was a gentleman on the plane. His name was, I should have pulled up his name. Anyway, I didn't pull up his name. But anyway, he was on a plane and there was a baby that was crying. And granted, the baby had been crying for most of the flight, whereas this gentleman was asleep most of the flight. Anyway, he woke up, the baby was still crying, and he got a little upset. And he started arguing with the stewardesses. He made a scene on the plane, and the plane had to land. So once he got they asked him to get off the plane, he refused. So they deboarded the whole plane. Soon as he got off the plane, he was met by the police. And
Mm.
they escorted him out of the airport. They told him he could not finish his flight because he was on the way to vacation with his wife, which is not fair because now you're stranding it. But anyway, so I guess along with the first thing is how do you feel about that? How do you feel about his reaction to the baby? How do you feel about the way they put him off the plane? Couldn't something not have been done to where he calmed down and they got back on the plane, since they had to board it? At this point, hopefully the baby is calm. So what do you think?
What I think is people should actually know that your child, they need to know how to parent first. Your child is only an asset to you. To everybody else around you, it's a liability.
Right.
Period, point blank. Now, if your child is capable of getting on this plane and flying anywhere without causing a scene.
Right.
If you got a child that'll be unruly, can't handle it, rent a car. Don't put others in because others are spending money too.
Exactly.
And I'm not against parenting. I'm not against kids. It's really called be respectful to others.
Right, right, because you are
You
in
know,
a public situation.
right, right. Now, would you land that plane and tell that whoever had the baby that, oh, you can't fly because it's
Absolutely
making too
not.
much noise?
Absolutely not.
Even and it triggered someone on the flight. And I'm a person that say yes, a child can fly and be calm because I physically did it with mine when she was young.
Right.
And it starts at home. You understand what
Exactly.
I'm saying? That's where it starts at home. And if you know you got a child you cannot control, then don't put yourself in a position to where you make somebody else like, man, I'm losing money on this flight. I wish,
Absolutely. That was a good point that you just said. If you know that you can't control your kid, which you do,
yeah,
because if a kid is crying most of the flight, then you're
right,
not doing something as a parent. If you can't, if you're not comforting your child, then that you're not, this is an everyday situation. And if you
right,
know that that is a problem every day, then no, you should not get on a plane with this kid.
right, right, right. Because others are spending money. I had mine was so I used to have people tell me like, wow, she really flies good.
Hmm.
Man, I didn't hear a peep out of her. Like as you should.
And really, because I mean, I flew with two kids, and I
Hmm.
used to pack myself down to make sure that they had some type of entertainment on the plane so that they wouldn't be a problem, you know.
Yeah,
And I didn't
yeah,
care what it took. I would drag laptops, I would drag iPads, I would drag DVD players. It did not matter.
right,
Whatever it took to keep them quiet. And I would
right,
say this. I gave my kids Benadryl to knock them out on the plane. And if that makes me a parent, judge me, whatever. But I guarantee my kids were quiet on the plane.
right,
They did not cry. So
right,
by any means necessary, because I didn't want to be in that situation. I did not want to be the parent that everybody was looking at and giving a stank eye. You know what I'm saying?
right, right. Control your baby.
Exactly. Some people are understanding, and some people go to the extreme of this gentleman. You know what I'm saying? You can't expect everybody to be sympathetic just because you're a parent with a child, with a small child. You know what I'm
Right. Because
saying?
he could be a parent that once had a small child that flew and his child didn't flip out like that because he
Exactly.
had control of the situation.
And at the end of the day, even as a parent, if I'm paying all this money on a plane and I put my headphones on and I can still hear your baby,
Right.
that is a problem. I may not
Right.
say nothing to you, but in my head, I got an attitude.
Right. 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 And now this man is gonna start his vacation mad.
And may not even get to enjoy his vacation because guess what? He can't get there.
Right.
Because
Right.
where in your budget that might now you may either have to pay for an additional flight or not be allowed to fly. Like, what if he was going out the country? What if this was a connector flight to, like, let's say, uh, Hawaii or somewhere, and he gets put off the plane. He can't drive there. So
Right.
now what?
Right.
Does he get reimbursed? Do they put him on a plane to go home? I mean, what happens?
Right. Right. But that speaks volumes to how kids grow up and then they turn around and feel, what's the word I'm looking for? Where like people are supposed to accept them to being unruly.
Oh,
Really?
okay. Yeah, I
Or
got you.
I
Uh-huh.
can't say the word that I'm really looking for, but
Uh-huh.
that's the beginning stages of that.
Oh, what is, I think I know the word you're talking about. Okay, go ahead. I'll think of it. Go ahead. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's the beginning
Entitlement.
stage. Entitlement. That's the beginning
Entitlement.
stage. That's how it
Yeah.
starts. I'm
Yeah,
entitled to act the goddamn fool because my mama didn't check me when I was a baby, nor did my mom and daddy didn't check me when I was a baby, and nor did they allow anybody else to.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
as you see the kids getting grown and wanting to combat adults and whatnot, that's where it
Yeah.
starts.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Everything has a
Exactly.
starting point. And
Uh-huh.
the thing is, you gotta nip it in the bud. You can't wait till it grow up and decide at 15, okay, now I'm gonna nip it. Too late. Too late.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
So
let me ask you this. Um, the store flight attendants, they've been having to battle all kinds of attitudes, all kinds of fights on planes, etc., etc. Um, so recently there was a flight attendant who was going down the aisle and they noticed a huge mess on the floor.
mhm.
And they asked the question, who made this mess? It needs to be cleaned up. Was that flight attendant in the right or in the wrong?
I would say it depends who made the mess.
We don't
What's the
know.
story?
We don't know.
Uh,
They
some
never really uh really said.
some people are just nasty. Meaning that I've dated, and this is no shade against women. All right. I've dated women that have had litter bug problems that would just throw trash out the window. And
Um,
their reply will be, oh, somebody's paid to clean it up. And it's like, duh, look around you. Who's cleaning the trash? They got a
right,
place for it. It's called a trash can.
right,
Send it home. Send it home. It wants
right,
to go to the trash can. So put it there. It don't want to go on the street. So some people are just in the frame of mind that others are supposed to clean up after me. If I pay for a service, you're supposed to clean it.
right.
You know?
And to do something like that, it's just common decency to know that you made a mess. You're on a plane. Why could you not have picked that up? As many
Yeah.
times as those flight attendants walk those aisles
Right.
and ask for that trash,
Right.
up
Right.
and down, up and down. And if they just happen to walk by you and you have trash, they will gladly take it off your hands and go throw it away.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
Exactly.
this was it was a rather big, it was a big mess. It looked like maybe like orange peanut butter crackers or whatever, just in
Mhm.
the middle of the floor. And they asked, now at this point, if everybody was like getting ready to deboard, then maybe take the L on this one. Some things may not be fight worthy
Mhm.
or confrontation worthy. Maybe if maybe you had asked during the flight
Right.
and said, hey, could you please pick up this trash? Could you please hand it to me? Even if it wasn't that person's trash, they may have, oh, well, let me pass this to you, and cleaned it up.
Right. That one.
So I think it was about delivery and timing. Now, okay, let me add a component on top of that. So we said that the flight attendant asked the people to clean up their mess. Now, what if it was a flight attendant who asked a pregnant woman to clean up after their kids? So let me give you the situation on that. So
Mhm.
a Toronto Blue Jay pitcher named Anthony Bass tweeted that a flight attendant made his pregnant wife, and we don't know if it was on her hands and knees, but I'm going to say what he said. He said, made his pregnant wife get down on her hands and knees to pick up after their hungry 2-year-old. And he was very upset about that. His tweet says, the flight attendant at United just made my 22-week wife traveling with a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, get on her hands and knees and pick up a popcorn mess. Are you kidding me?
No, are you kidding me that you let a 2-year-old and 5-year-old walk around with popcorn?
Boom. And
And then why are you making all that money making her motherfucking fly by herself and not with
boom.
help? So I wish I would have saw that tweet. I would have went up on his ass. Like, ain't nobody got time to clean up after your shit. The fuck is wrong with you? It's
And,
called home training.
and why would you, as a 22-week-old mother, you have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, tell them to pick up that popcorn?
Man, that's home training. Home training. Because if they show up on my front yard and litter, what do you think I'm gonna do to them?
Hey, pick that up. Get that up.
And
Pick
if they
that up,
got some
baby.
mouth, you mess around, they get sent back to you in the bag.
Exactly. Like that don't make no
that's where
sense.
we are. That's where we are as a community, not in just a Black community, as a community.
Right.
People are tired of unruly kids. Period.
Period. Period. Unruly and entitled. Because these
Man,
are gonna be the kids that go to the cafeteria and think it's okay that they leave a tray of trash wherever they want to.
exactly. Or walk
And
in the neighborhood and just throw trash anywhere.
And so I used to have to do lunch duty on my job, which was a pain in the behind. But what tickled me is that at the end of lunch, the kids would have to wipe the tables off. And every week it changed. And I could tell the kids who had home training versus the kids who felt entitled, because the kids who felt entitled would, one, give me a lip, oh, do I have to do it again? And two, they would do a horrible job. So I would have to go chase them and be like, look, you eat on this table. Do you want to eat on a dirty table? Do you eat on a dirty table at home? And they'd be like, my mom cleans the table at home.
And there lies the problem. If you old enough to say my mom cleans the table, you old enough to clean the table.
Boop. Boop. If you are elementary school, baby, you are cleaning the table. Here's how we do it. Wipe.
You better
Kindergarten
than me,
on up.
Because I'd have told them, do your mama wipe your ass too?
And they might say yes. That's the scary part. That is the scary part.
That's what I'm getting to.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm getting to right there. Sometimes as parents, our love for our children can be detrimental to their growth, to their brain development.
I worked at it, like I said, I worked at a daycare, I worked at an elementary school. So by the time it got time for me to start parenting, I had a clear picture of, I'm not doing everything for my kids. I don't want to hinder my kids or not have a kid that isn't prepared to live on their own in society. Like, there'll be so many kids out here, I don't know how to wash. My mom didn't teach me how to fold, and having to take their laundry home because they don't know how to sort, wash, and fold or cook.
Right.
The basics.
The basics.
35 and learning how to do basic cooking.
But you want to work in relationship.
Right.
How? You mad that, ain't no men out here, ain't no women out here, but you not one yourself. How?
Right.
As Kanye West said, how, Sway?
And then your parents get frustrated because, oh my God, they're bringing the laundry home. But you didn't teach me.
Thank you. A lot of parents expect just a light switch to come on and they'll figure it out. No, it don't work that way.
Nope.
It don't work that way. It starts as soon as they're start walking around. Okay, cleanup time. You can even develop a song to make it fun.
Clean up. Everybody do your share.
Clean up. Simple. Basic math. 2 + 2 is 4.
Yes, because you have to do the front work in order for the background to come together. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it is hard. It is tough dealing with toddlers. But guess what? If you start them young, it can only go up from there. You don't need to be spending the rest of your life chasing behind this kid because you, as a parent, did not take the time to parent them. You didn't take the time to show them how to tie their shoes. You go out and buy slide-ins, you Velcro. You didn't teach them
Velcro.
how to put their clothes on because it was faster for you to do it. You didn't teach them how to do their hair because it was faster for you to do it. You didn't teach them how to cook, clean, iron because it was faster for you to do it. That
Wow.
is such a crutch for
Man,
a kid.
man,
These
man.
people are going to be grown-ups and living in society and not know crap because
And
they didn't get it from home.
and that is the problem with our young black men right there.
Yes.
That is the problem. When I hear my sister say, "I'm not gonna be your mom," I understand fully what you're saying. These motherfuckers is walking around here looking for their mother
Yep.
at point blank, period. It's
Yep.
just like even when it came to raising my child, one thing that I always taught her is you never looking for me in another man because guess what? I'm not there. I'm over here. And
Yep.
this is the only place I'm at. So you never need to look for a man, look into a man and say, okay, I'm looking for my daddy. No, you may see traits of me there, but trust me, the love that I have for you ain't the same love he's supposed to provide for you. It is not
Exactly.
the same deal.
Exactly. So let me ask you this question then.
Mm-hmm.
As far as with the so all these problems that they're having on the plane with the kids and the pickup and the cleanup and all this other stuff. Do you think that it would be beneficial for airlines to have childless flights? Would you pay to fly on a plane that didn't have kids?
I would.
How much would you be willing to pay more? Because tickets is already
It,
ridiculous
it,
right
it,
now.
it shouldn't even be a hike in price. In fact, if there's kids on the plane, it should be a discount.
Boom. I like that. That is an excellent point. So instead of hiking the price up for a childless flight, give me a discount to be on a plane with the kid.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
like that.
Exactly. And if you do the airline that adapts it that way, man, they'll sell out quick as I don't know what. Everybody will go to them.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Because, I mean, there's no escape. Families
Mhm.
are going to want to fly. But
People have social events where they say no kids allowed
they do.
because what they don't want to deal with the
Yeah.
mess that a child makes. They don't want to have to clean up after your child. It ain't the fact that they don't like children. It's just the fact that okay, I know children are going to bring this, and this is not what we want here.
It's kind of like no kids at the wedding.
Exactly. Exactly.
And
And
people want
you start seeing more people move to no children at funerals.
real well, I guess I could see that point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've known people that will not take their children to even if it's a close relative. Nah, they're not going.
Well, I think it depended on the age of the kid, right? So, and even it, I was about to say age of the kid because maybe like baby to 5, but
Right.
even you can have a 6, 7, 8-year-old that's unruly, because again they haven't been taught about situations where you need to sit down and be quiet. Just sit here and hush, But as
Exactly.
a parent, if you know this kid is going to be unruly, you make sure that you have a tablet and some headphones. And you tell them, look, shut up and sit down. And don't,
And
but
and you know what starts all of that? This is what I believe starts all of that is when you allow your child to walk around your house and eat.
mm,
Don't
okay.
home training. If you let them walk around the house and eat, I guarantee you that's a child that'll spill popcorn in the middle of the floor and walk away from it out in public.
Now, now we had to specify, like, you mean just walking around and just dropping chips everywhere, or like eating in the room?
Like all of the above. All of the above. Food is meant to be kept in the kitchen.
Uh-huh.
Period. Now
Now
I can
see,
see a bag of chips or
right,
something like that, but if I make like I truly believe that dinner time is a time that a family is supposed to share together. Meaning, I
right,
cook, or if I go get something, we sit at the table and we talk about our day. That's when your family is supposed to come together.
right,
But even if I cook you breakfast, it isn't a such thing as here. I'm gonna take this and go to another section of the house. No, you're
right,
gonna sit at this table and eat.
right.
You're
But
not gonna go. I let a friend stay at my home one time. And, I had to tell him he had to leave behind this. He had a bad problem of giving his daughter food, then letting her go in the room and watch TV. And I'm like, bro, at my crib, the rules of my house, a child gonna sit at the kitchen table when they eat anything. Well, bro, she watching TV. Man, I don't give a fuck what she watching. Cause she ain't finna do nothing but put all that greasy shit over my TV that I bought.
okay,
Sit her at the table, let her eat, and then wash her hands. Show her how this life goes.
right. And
Because
just
that becomes an adult that does what? Don't
leave
know how to
food
sit down.
everywhere.
Not only just leave food everywhere, but don't know how to sit down. And
Yeah,
then that become roaches in the house.
yeah, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
'Cause,
You really train them. You know how I said at the beginning that your child is only an asset to you, but your job as a parent is to make that child that's a liability to everybody out here while they're young become an asset to everybody out here when they're adults.
right, right,
Somebody that can go to and it changes their life. But if you can get somebody to get into adulthood and they still a liability to everybody, that's how you end up with, and this is no shade against women or men. This is how you end up with this 45-year-old motherfucker thinking that they still 29.
yeah. They're not knowing how to cook, but it'll be up under
Talk
somebody
about
who will do it
I
for
look
them.
at least I look like I'm in my early 30s. Motherfucker, but you not. Your body gonna tell you 50. As soon as you try to act like you in your early 30s, your body gonna remind you of who you really is.
Right. Exactly. I agree.
But
I totally agree.
that comes from when that person was 0 to 7, the parents let it do anything it wanted.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
Zero
I
to
mean,
seven is when you train your child.
because that little girl, the guy, your friend, and his daughter, that was a perfect teaching moment for him to say, okay, look, these are the rules of this house. Now we may have been able to eat in the room at our house, but since we are here, we have to abide by these rules. So you need to
And
sit
that's what
at
he was
this
saying.
table.
Well, at my house, this is how I move. Nigga, you ain't got no house no more. You got evicted. And guess what? It's because you move that way. And I
Right.
don't. So what you used to have mean you ain't got it no more. And
Right.
your used to ain't finna be my used to.
Exactly. And he, as a grown up, should have known that when you go stay with somebody, you are abiding by their rules. It is not your house.
Exactly.
It
It's not
is
yours.
your house. It is your visitor. So you have to abide by a different set of rules, even if you don't agree with them. If
Yeah.
you don't agree with them, you have the full choice to leave.
I mean, but he had it made up in his mind that my place couldn't stand without him. I'm like, fool, my house was going before you showed up. It's gonna be
Right.
going after you.
Right.
One thing I'm not gonna do is lose it because of you. It's a difference.
Exactly.
Nor I don't live with bugs. So guess what? Nor am I gonna track them because you're here.
Exactly. So
So either this going my way or they're gonna do it.
right. So in this instance, being the parent and having teachable moments, when you fly, You need to be prepared to have your kids clean up and carry their bags and, just be, better all around travelers in this environment. Because if we as people have to do the same thing, then we should expect our kids to do so as well.
Yeah, it's times when I'm out here over the road and I walk in a place and they're mopping. I stop in my tracks and go around. You don't have to go around. And only thing that flashed in my mind is my mama telling me, "Boy, you better not walk on that wet floor."
Exactly. Exactly.
Period. And that's called home training.
Yep.
Yeah, that's called my mind. My mind immediately goes to what my parents taught me.
Hmm.
And it wasn't just about cause see, in my home, my mother made the rules, my father enforced them.
Right.
So if I walked on that floor, I'm gonna tell your daddy. I know what time it is when that came out.
And
I'm
the
going, I'm
lady
going,
had a 5 and a 2-year-old. The
yeah,
5, if nothing else, the 5-year-old could have helped, Baby, pick
not
that up for me.
not only that, like I've had people who I was let they're taking them and their children someplace.
Uh-huh.
They'll go in the store and buy their kids some cheesy ass Cheetos. Oh, you're not finna open them in my car, but they want them, man. You better go get some plain chips.
Right.
Fuck what they want. They ain't finna rub that over my seats because you ain't finna pay to clean it. Because if you would pay to clean it, guess what? You'll be riding yourself. Oh, well,
Mhm.
I just call somebody else. Please do that. Matter of fact, want me send you an Uber? Want me get you a taxi?
Right.
I'll even do that for you. You can, and I guarantee you can't eat or drink in there.
Yeah. In some Uber cars, you can't, especially if it's a Tesla.
Man, man. The problem is people don't respect other people's boundaries because
Yeah.
they don't have boundaries themselves.
Now, let me ask you this.
Mhm.
Teachable moment. Would it have been over the line if the stewardess had asked the mom, "Hey, do you mind if we get the 5-year-old to clean up the mess? Can you help mommy clean up your popcorn?"
Nah, because the teachable moment was you clean it up. Because you should know better than to have popcorn in a 2-year-old hand.
Okay, but then you could argue, well, um, she's pregnant. She had a couple of kids with her. The accidents happened. It wasn't necessary that somebody cleaned it up because the airplane was going to be cleaned anyway.
And there lies the problem. Once again, I've been in there. I didn't have multiple kids. I've traveled with multiple kids because I used to take my nieces, 5 kids at a time, plus I used to take them with me. But guess what I wouldn't do? Put myself in a situation where I got to clean up after them
Right.
or somebody else does. People like to put themselves in a situation and then look to others to help. Others will help you. That's not the problem. The
Right.
problem, why would you put yourself in that situation in the first place? You couldn't have
Exactly.
found something other than popcorn for them to munch on?
That's all I'm saying. Like, come on, popcorn.
You could have found something other than that. And that's what that flight attendant was teaching. Since you don't want to learn that you can't do that, you clean it up.
And you know what? To me, there's just a tad bit of entitlement because I'm a famous person's wife.
Exactly. My point. And since you're so much of a famous person, why? Where's your nanny?
Boom. And how come like your a mom, a grandpa, or somebody, if you were so worried about her being pregnant, why wasn't somebody traveling and helping with her? Because I'm sure she had a stroller, a car seat, all this other stuff. So why was she flying
Exactly.
by herself
Why did you put her in that situation again?
if she's such a delicate little bird at 22
Exactly.
weeks?
Exactly. Exactly. My point. My point. My point. We living in a time now. We live in a time now where everybody wants empathy. Everybody wants empathy. I'm
Right.
not giving your dumb ass no empathy at fucking all. Fuck,
No.
fuck, fuck all of that. It has to be. It has to be something serious that happens for me to do that. Because one thing I've realized is, for instance, I can start a chain message.
Okay.
And I can say, hey, I just had grandkids.
Uh-huh.
Only a few people will answer that, right?
Right.
But then I can turn around and say, start that same chain message and say, hey, I'm just checking on everybody well-being. How are you? Show a little, everybody gonna answer that.
Yeah.
And that's a problem.
Yeah.
That is a problem. That is the problem. That is the problem. I'm not saying don't be empathetic, but watch what you're empathetic to.
Right.
That's the analogy in what I'm saying. That's the problem, where a person won't acknowledge an accomplishment, but they will acknowledge, well, I'm okay. My well-being is good.
Yeah, because here's the thing. A pregnancy is different for every woman. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
a flight the day before, a pregnant woman could have picked up after her child. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so it could have been thought, hey, well, this lady did it, so how come you can't do it? You know, if this woman was healthy enough to get on the plane with 2 kids by herself, then she was healthy enough to clean up after her kid.
After one thing as a man, I would never do. I would never put my pregnant 22-week pregnant wife on a plane with a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Exactly.
I wouldn't do that. I would vote that down as a man. Like, hell no, nah, bad move. What if
Right.
this go wrong, that go wrong? What if all of them use the bathroom on yourself and you go into labor?
Exactly. Anything could have happened.
Anything can happen. So why
Right.
would I put you, if I love you like I say I love you, why would I put you in that situation?
Because you could have chartered a flight.
Better yet, I'll call one of my relatives. Hey man, take this flight with her, please.
Yeah. You
I
know,
got you. I'm gonna pay for it. Get her here and then get her safe, and then I got a return trip for you to go back where you was at. You can continue doing
exactly.
what you was doing.
Or better yet, stay. I'll cover your fees and expenses, and you fly back with her as well.
Exactly. As men of leaders of houses, that's what women are looking for real.
Yeah, not
Now,
a tweet. I don't need you to tweet.
right, in that position, young man, whoever you are, in a few years, I bet you a divorce gonna come out of that. Because she's not gonna let you keep putting her in that position.
Right.
So all she's doing is building up a stock, a few kids, and she finna walk away with 3/4 of your income, dumbass. Because
Mhm.
you putting her in positions that in the long run she ain't gonna go for.
Hopefully you got a prenup, but I digress. Mhm.
Man, it don't
So,
even matter. That prenup in this day and time, that prenup can be gotten around.
well,
After so many years, that prenup no longer matters.
hmm
What matters is you turned her on to a lifestyle that she can no longer afford. So guess what? Even though she said this, that, and third, a judge gonna say, homeboy, you done fed other finer things in life. You got to continue to feed her,
with 3 kids.
him or her. It ain't just going one way. It's going
Nope.
both ways in 2023.
Yep.
So you got to be careful who you, and if you do decide to put them on in that sort of lifestyle, then you also got to be able to cover like what we're talking about. Oh no, I got somebody that's gonna go with you.
Exactly. Because again, I'm pretty sure you got a nanny. I'm pretty sure you had a nanny. You know what I'm saying? Or could afford one for this trip if you was that concerned about her being 22 weeks pregnant.
Right,
But if she was okay enough to get on a plane, okay enough to get on a plane with 2 kids, then she was okay enough to make sure that they left the area in a more kept way. You know, it wasn't
right.
dirty when you got on. So, ma'am, could you just have them pick up? I would have personally been like, y'all made this mess, or I wouldn't have gave them a snack that was that dirty, you know?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Nor would I have.
All right, so let me ask you this. Should you feel, let's say you are sitting on the plane, you've boarded, and
Mhm.
a family gets on the plane behind you, and two of them are by the window, and the dad is on the aisle seat across from you. Should you feel obligated to switch seats because the family got separated?
The family only got separated is because when you booked your flight, you didn't put all your seats together out the door. So
Right.
no, I'm not obligated to give you anything. How much money you got?
I mean,
It's
I
for
don't
sale.
even think I would have took the money because I'm already comfortable in my seat.
Oh, I'd always take the money, but it's
Yeah.
how much money you got. I bought this seat. It's for sale.
Right. And
And, and what and what I did was when I booked my flight, I said I want that seat.
right.
The same thing you could have did, but what you did is decided to wait till you got to the airport and take what was left. And what was left, y'all, was y'all being separated because you wanted a discount. And
Exactly.
once again, there we go with, oh, you want empathy because of the situation you put yourself in.
Because you have a child, you feel like you automatically should be given what you want. And that's not okay.
That's not okay. No, it is not. It is
People
not.
don't
We got
need to feel sympathy just because you have a kid. It is not, it's not a reason.
that's
Yes,
it.
okay, it would be nice if
Right.
you switched. It would be nice. It would be human decent if you switch. However, it is not mandatory that you switch seats or give up your seat just because the family got separated, especially in instances where it's like 12 of them little people traveling,
Man, because
and they got
if,
spread out all over.
if I'm asked, especially by a flight attendant, would I move? You got a free flight for me?
Voucher? Exactly.
Everything got a price tag to it.
Exactly.
Everything got a price tag to it. And no, I don't want lunch. Because
Because
guess
guess
what?
what?
This
You should
right
have.
here is my favorite number in the whole world. And I picked it. I feel comfortable with this number that I'm gonna make it where I'm gonna make it because I've always made it with this number.
Right. Right. And as
Hey,
travelers,
look.
don't they have it to where they you can request to sit by each other? Like I know like Frontier, no, it's Frontier. Yes, Frontier. Frontier,
Mhm.
you had to pay a little extra to pick your seats. So that may have
Right,
been the situation, huh?
right, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. If I
yeah.
paid extra to pick this seat and you didn't,
Why is
it-
that suddenly my business? Like, why is that my concern?
it's not.
It's
It's
not.
not. That is not. It's not. It's not. That's just like that's just like a person who decides to have their children then go find a mate and expect their mate to step up and be daddy. It would be nice, but that person really not obligated to be none of that.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Because
We're doing things. We're instead of how the ABC go ABC, we doing ZYX backwards.
right, exactly. Because I have been in a situation where I travel with my kids and I had to separate. Luckily, I've been fortunate to where it was like maybe either behind them, it wasn't too bad. It was a safe distance, but it was because it was an open seating situation. A lot of people were still on the plane. And since I didn't pay for extra, or I didn't have to pay for extra, everybody's seat wherever, first come, first serve, it was what it was. I just, as a parent, I had to step up and watch them more careful than if they were sitting next to me.
Exactly.
So that's what you have to do. You have to be the parent and be like, okay, you sit here, I'll watch you. Anything happen, let me know immediately.
Right. Right. Definitely.
But everybody does not have to put themselves out just because a child is involved. Again, it would be nice,
Right.
but
Right.
it is not mandatory that I give up my seat just because you have this baby.
Exactly. Exactly. Not mandatory.
It's
Uh,
not mandatory.
You know, we gotta. The empathy comes with. You know how. What's the golden rule? Do unto others as you would have them to do unto you.
Right.
When you just went like when I had as I raised my child,
Uh-huh.
I thought about others first. Made sure I didn't put them in particular situations to force them to help me with what I decided to do.
Right.
You understand what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Right.
therefore, I expect that in return. I didn't do it. I'm not gonna allow you to do it.
So, do you think he deserves any compensation from United for the situation?
They gonna compensate because it's gonna be a public outcry. Just like we talking about it right now, it's gonna be a public outcry about that. Like,
Mm,
yeah, we all tired of it.
but well,
And
this
I'm not saying that traveling with children is a bad thing. What I am saying though is train your child so they can do.
exactly.
It comes with
Exactly.
training.
Right.
A
Right. Like
lot of
if you
I
know
don't know
ahead
where
of
we
time.
get that from. I don't know where, as a community, we get the fact that a child is just supposed to know. A child is a. It's like I tell my child right now. She just had twin granddaughters.
Uh-huh.
You got two blank computers with no program on, and it's up to you to program it. Because if you don't, somebody else gonna program it or put it in line.
That part. Exactly. Exactly. Like we keep saying, it starts at home. 2 weeks
Yeah,
before your flight, sit down and talk to the kid. Hey, this, you know,
this is
book,
what I expect. Yeah,
book your travel to where you know the seat. You're gonna have to, let me put it like this. As a family, if you're booking a flight and you want to be together, you have to be prepared to pay that be together price. Don't expect to be getting on a plane and somebody just automatically give up their seat. That's not fair.
right,
It is not
right,
fair. It's not cool.
right,
I may have
right,
had a reason to pick the seat I picked. Uh I may have motion sickness and need to be on the aisle, and I
right,
pay extra to be on that aisle.
right, right, right.
So,
Nobody's in this life, nobody's obligated to being helped is a nice thing, but
right,
nobody's obligated to. We're living in a society where we're trying to obligate people to help the next person because of their fuck ups.
right.
And
And
that's a no-no.
what's the saying? Your emergency is not my emergency.
Exactly. I'm
So,
what I'm not saying is I won't help you, but don't obligate me to helping you. The moment I feel obligated to doing something I didn't sign up for is the
right.
moment I walk away.
Exactly. Exactly.
And,
Because
and it even goes like that with with like I deal with brokers and warehouses. It even goes like that in my professional life. The moment you make me feel like I'm obligated to what you're talking about is the
Mhm.
moment I tell you go piss up a rope. I'll show you how bad I'm not obligated to it.
Exactly. Exactly. And so at the end of the day, we all trying to make it, but we could all use a hand. And that lady, should have done the right thing and just made sure she provided better snacks,
That part. That part. That part.
graham
Why
crackers.
are you the better idea is you're a professional athlete. You supposed to be getting on your wife about why she even feeding your child popcorn.
Yeah.
Why my child ain't got carrots or something in their hand
Well, I
or
mean,
fruit
they
or
got
fresh
skinny
fruit.
pop. They got skinny pop popcorn. But here's the thing though. If
But
you're going to serve
pieces of fruit.
popcorn, right. if you're going to serve popcorn on the plane, you need to make sure that it's a quick clean, and don't
They
put
don't
that
serve
much
popcorn
in
on
it,
airplane. They
huh?
don't serve popcorn on airplane.
No, well, some flights do, but
They do. I've never caught one of those.
it's the skinny popcorn.
That be in a little bag or something.
It be in do that. Wait a minute, am I lying? Was I thought, yeah, it's in like a little. It's just like a little bag of chips.
I have never seen that. All I've ever seen was pretzels and peanuts.
Yep. Well, I mean, they gleaned it down. I think it was probably Frontier where I saw it now. Um, I think maybe, but I don't remember. But yeah, I think they had like skinny popcorn, and this could have been before COVID. You know what I'm saying? So don't quote
Okay.
me on that.
I mean,
Yeah.
and if the airline served it and gave it to a 2-year-old, then hell no, I ain't cleaning that shit up. And I've been
Right.
told those flight stewardess anyway, you shouldn't have gave that shit to my 2-year-old.
Exactly. Or let me put it in a cup. How were you, if you give a kid popcorn, what type of dish are you putting in? Baby, hold on, let me put it in a cup. Let me start with this little bit and give it to you in a cup so you don't make a mess. Or
Right.
did you just open the sandwich bag and just let them have, here, take this and be quiet,
Right. It's just like, why would I give my child sunflower seeds in the house
Right.
and not expect sunflower seed shells to be all over the house?
Mhm.
Is that
Exactly.
if I give mine sunflower seeds, guess where we're at? Outside in the park, on the move, but we're outside. We're not even in the car.
Right.
You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? I can combat it by not putting my child even in that situation.
And even still, if we are at home and we're eating sunflower seeds, I would put it in a bag or sit them down on some newspaper, and you better put it on here if you want to ever eat sunflower seeds again. If you
Man,
make a mess, this is the last day you eating these sunflower seeds.
that part, you're definitely right. It's just like giving a child watermelon.
Right. Oh my
Like,
gosh.
you gonna
Yes.
let them sit on your couch eating watermelon?
Nope. We had to eat it outside on the porch.
Exactly. Exactly. And if you were in the house, you were sitting on some newspaper on the floor.
Right. So, like we said, home training,
Home training.
you know,
Train, you have to train them. People
as
are out here actually will train their dog better than they train their child.
exactly. Well,
Now, make sense of that.
hopefully with the flight situation with flight attendants and families, I hope they get to a place where they can peacefully resolve, or
Right.
just families just be aware that this flight attendant may have been on their feet at this point 12 hours a day already, and they can be a little moody, they can be a little grumpy. Have some understanding and compassion because you are traveling as a family and maybe with a baby,
Right.
have some compassion, have some decency, have some kindness, and just keep your area clean. Try
That
to
part.
keep your babies quiet if you can. Give them some entertainment.
Yep. Definitely.
Mhm.
Definitely.
And maybe airlines could go back to providing maybe crayon packets for kids whose parents don't believe in technology, which, oh my God, flying, every kid should have an iPad.
Right.
I digress. Mhm.
Right. 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 Right.
All right, so words, we are at your favorite part of the show,
Oh yeah.
the recipes.
Oh wait. I
Mhm.
like food.
I know you do, sir. So this week I was gonna talk about a couple of crock pot recipes. The crock pot is going to be your daughter's best friend. And there
Yep.
are so many recipes online for crock pots, and crock pots really aren't that badly priced. I went to HEB yesterday and it was like $40, you know.
Right.
So but I thought today I would talk about a simple like 5 ingredient, and I don't even think this is 5 ingredients. Like really you could use 2 in a lot of instances, but get you like a pot roast
Mm-hmm.
and put it in the crock pot and let
Uh-huh.
it cook for about 6 to 8 hours. And before you put it in there, you can get one of those liners for the crock pot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that, just protects your crock pot from all the dishes that you're going to cook. It is the best thing to make. Clean up easy. But
Oh wow.
anyway, yes, all you do is pull it out the crock pot and throw it away. It is a beautiful thing. But
Ooh-wee.
anyway, with the pot roast, you do pulled sandwich. You could do pork or beef. And what
Right.
I mean by pulled is you get 2 forks and you shred it. And it should come apart very easily, you know?
Yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
put it back in the crock pot and you cover it with your favorite sauce. Most people would use barbecue sauce and
Right.
maybe a little jelly to give it just a hint of sweetness
Mm-hmm.
and season it up a little bit. And now you have pulled beef or pork meat.
Ooh-wee.
And then you can do it so many ways. You can put it on a bun as a sandwich. You can get
Uh-huh.
some fries, or you
Ooh.
can put it over rice and put it on broccoli, vegetables like broccoli, mixed California medley. And all you had to do was put it in a crock pot and let it cook itself. You will have dinner at the end of the day, thanks to your
Wow.
crock
That
pot.
sounds good.
Mm-hmm. And
That sounds good. You
yeah,
you just you just made me stand up. I'm looking for some food now.
not to stand up.
You made me stand up. I'm looking for some food now.
And the next recipe I'm going to share with you is a chicken dish. As a matter of fact, I just made this dish myself, and it was very easy. The longest part of it was probably boiling the chicken, but
Mm.
for the shredded chicken, I made chicken tequila soup.
Mm.
Yes. And you could do it with or without tequila, and it's
Wow.
still delicious. So this time,
Tequila.
yeah, see, this time I decided to do it without the tequila. So I just put I boiled my chicken. I used chicken, what is that? The thin cuts of chicken breast. I can't think of what they called. I forgot. But anyway, you can do it with chicken breast, whatever. Um, put in a pot, let it boil. I usually season my water with the chicken bouillon
Mm-hmm.
to give the chicken a little flavor as it's boiling. And you don't need to have it boil that long. I think I let it boil maybe 10 minutes. And then I drain the water off and I put the chicken in a bowl. And then I used 2 forks and I shredded the chicken or pulled it apart, and it became shredded chicken. I took it and I put it to the side, left it in the bowl for a minute. Then you start to make your soup. So you put your I kind of did it the fast way because I feel like being like too super, in the kitchen that long. So I threw
Mm-hmm.
some chicken broth in the pot, and it depends on the serving size. You can go higher or lower. I put like 4 cups of chicken broth. I put onions, I put garlic, minced garlic, um, 2 cans of that Rotel
Mm-hmm.
tomatoes. I put in 2 cans of corn, and then I kind of let that come to a boil. And then I put my chicken back in and I seasoned it up again. and I let it cook for about 30 minutes and it was done.
Wow. You finna make me go home and do that.
Hey, that was an easy peasy meal.
Yeah. Home cooking.
I like quick, hurry up, get out the kitchen, but I like it. I like to be satisfied. So, yeah,
It doesn't take long to physically fix a dinner.
no, it
Uh,
doesn't.
It just really takes you to just go in there and get it done. It
Exactly.
doesn't
But
take long.
some of the recipes be like having steps. And I'll be like, "Ugh, no,
Unless you're
not going
cooking
to do
from
this."
pure scratch, a dinner will only take you about 30 minutes to prepare. 30 minutes
Yep,
to an hour to prepare.
exactly. And I
Now,
don't
from
even
scratch,
want it to
if
be
you
30
begin,
minutes. I want 20 minutes. So,
exactly. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Dinner served.
exactly. I
Now
don't
we can sit
have
around and
time.
crack jokes and get fat.
Exactly. Tomorrow
Mhm.
we're having I guess you could call it cornbread casserole.
Wow. That's
Really
not
good. You can I like casseroles because with casseroles you can put all your vegetables and everything in one pot and
Mhm.
do what you need to do and it's all there. You
Right.
try to keep it healthy, so all of it is in one dish and you're done. So,
That's it.
mm,
That's it. That's it. I'm for
yep,
that.
yep.
That see, that's one thing that I want to learn to prepare is a good casserole. I don't know how to make a casserole.
Uh-huh.
And it amazes me that as I age, the garden and the kitchen has become my friend.
Right. Right.
And um, um, I'm serious about that. That's what I like doing now.
Yeah. Because you're
Uh,
gonna be picking up your grandbabies from school and they gonna want to eat something after they get done with their homework. So you gotta have a quick casserole that you can throw in there and have it ready for them for when they get done with their homework.
well, not only that, you get done with your homework, you're gonna come in here and help. I have to show you how to nourish yourself when I'm no longer able to do it, because
Exactly.
that day is coming.
Exactly. You are absolutely right.
Yeah, that
And you
day
can
is
start them at
coming.
a young age. You can start them cooking at a young, hey, bring me that. Go get this. Watch me do this.
That's how it starts. It's
Uh-huh.
not nothing. It's not nothing that a child wakes up at 20 and say, "Okay, I'm gonna start cooking."
And
No, it doesn't work that way.
no, it doesn't. It starts at a
Uh,
young age. You got to develop the habit. What is it? The habit becomes that whole spiel. I'm gonna look that up. But yeah, you have to develop the habit. And guess what? With all that you're doing, you're creating memories.
that's it.
Creating memories and moments that this child is going to look back on and be like, hey, I used to cook with my grandfather, or I used to bake cakes with my grandfather. And it really fostered the love of baking in me.
Right. Or even I remember when granddaddy touched that hot thing and he jumped.
Right.
Or mama touched this and it burnt her hand and it was funny. Mama, you remember that? You still remember when I did that?
Exactly. Well,
Yeah.
however the memory looks, you're helping to create these moments that your grandkids are going to look back on and be like, wow, wow,
Yeah.
we did that.
Life is about moments.
Right.
It's
Right.
about moments. It's about the memories you can create. And
Exactly.
you wanna create memories that last. Like it actually makes, I talk about my child a lot because she's my world. But
Uh-huh.
it makes me feel good when she goes back in time and say, "Hey, Dad, you remember this?" It
Yep.
also makes me feel good now that I have grandkids, and when they're even now, I go to do something for them. There's no handcuffs on. You
Right.
understand what I'm
Right.
saying? So that lets me, I told her that what you're actually showing me is that as a man, I did the right thing by you while I was raising you. That you're that
Exactly.
secure to have daughters and you willing to say, here, you do it.
Right.
because
Right.
everybody don't have that. They don't have that, especially men.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Especially men. Men don't just have the green light to say, "Here's two twin girls. You do it."
Uh-huh. Yep. Can't even be in the room alone long enough to change a diaper.
Yeah, one thing I'll never do is talk bad about her mom. But even like now, while my grandchildren, they are in ICU because they were born prematurely.
Uh-huh.
But even she is out the way and let me do what I'm doing.
Right.
She's not trying to take it out of my hand, and it's because she know I got this,
Yep.
and she know that all I got to do is sit back. He gonna do all of that.
That's true. That is true. Very
And
true.
if I lift a finger and get in the way, he gonna say something. But
Mhm.
and see, my grandfather taught me this one important key. You want to be the king, you better know how to cook, clean, cut the grass, make the garden. Cook. You better know how to do all of that. The moment you learn how to do all of that, you take all the pressure off of her, and she'll come in and do the rest. But as long as you apply
Exactly.
pressure and say, "Well, you got to do this," you'll never have nobody sitting next to you.
Facts, cause
Yeah.
it's mandatory that my husband, future husband, knock on wood, hey boo, you must know how to cook. I'm not going to be the only one cooking. And if you can't cook, be prepared to go out to dinner.
Man, I have one thing I've never seen. I've never seen the men and I know men that have been married 60 plus years,
Uh-huh.
right? I ain't never seen them make their wife cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Well,
Wow.
I'm gonna make you do this. I ain't never seen it. I ain't never seen it.
Well, it's out there, sir. Like
I,
it
I,
is women
I,
who literally have no option but to feel obligated to cook 3 square hots
right,
for
right.
their husband.
And what I'm saying, most of the time, the men that that I know,
Uh-huh.
they up and gone before their wife even get out the bed. And their
Wow.
wives are home wives. So guess what they do? They cook themselves breakfast. I ain't got time for her to get up and prepare this and do all that. Nah, man, I'm already gone for the sun come up.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? You got to be here with these kids and do all that. Don't even worry about me in the morning. I'm gone already. And
Wow.
and if any of the kids get up, oh, they gonna eat with me. That's what it takes to build a relationship that lasts 60 years, 70. I mean,
Exactly.
that's what it takes. It takes that, and then when you have that going on, like I'm my aunt and uncle who raised me, they have that going on, and I can see as they're in their golden years, it hurts, but I can see when one going right behind, the other one going right behind.
Yep.
You can physically see that they're that joined in the hip that when one move, the other one gonna move too.
Okay. Okay.
You can see it,
Wow.
but it's not a depressing sight. It's a fulfillment. It's like,
Uh-huh.
wow, they have lived the journey. And don't hey, it wasn't always peaches and cream.
Right. No, it
You
never
understand what I'm
is.
saying? It wasn't always peaches and cream.
It never is when you're dealing with a kid. Mhm.
Man, man,
Dealing with, let me take that back. Dealing with family,
it never
every
is.
every
It's
day
all
is a struggle and everybody's schedule is different and getting this little person from here to there to soccer to all these other places. It falls in on good planning and communication between husband and wife.
it's duty. It's responsibility.
Exactly.
Like I physically watch them one work, like I call him my old dude, my father. I watched him up at 5:30. He not getting back till the sun coming down, 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Right.
At that time, my mother's getting up. And guess what she does? She works the midnight shift.
Uh-huh.
So she got the kids during the day. He got them at night.
Uh-huh.
Teamwork make the dream work.
Right.
If we
That
both got
part.
to do the same thing, then we gonna bump heads.
That part. Yep.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it takes a team, and that right there is what taught me that this not about love. It's about responsibility. Love is the action word that what it actually looks like. You know, understand what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
me not giving up on this right here. That's what deems it as being love.
Yeah.
That I
Absolutely.
gotta feel loved in order to woo this, that, and the third. Nah, I ain't gotta feel none of that because I'm a responsible adult.
Uh-huh.
Uh, that's what it is. Some people just irresponsible, but being responsible is what it is.
Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and
maybe
you
he'll
know
take responsibility and get his wife a nanny to travel with him.
exactly,
I mean,
exactly.
I just find it horrible that he kind of tweeted it out. Like, that's not on them per se.
He better be glad I wasn't his teammate because I'd have went in on him. I'd have went in on him. You
Yeah,
better
because
be
that's
glad. I
ridiculous.
don't let I don't let none of my peers get away with nothing like that.
Uh-huh.
I
Now
hold
should
my I hold mine accountable on that line, and
so
they hold me the same way.
exactly. So with that said, accountability. Does the flight attendant owe her an apology?
No, no, who owes her an apology is her husband for putting
Mm,
her in that situation. You are the head of the house. You are part of that provide and protect thing is 90% mental, 10% physical.
mm,
If you're supposed to be able to see that coming and say, bad idea.
right.
You didn't see that coming, then guess what? Deal with the consequences of you not seeing that. You're only a professional baseball player because of what? You see it coming before it happens.
Uh-huh.
You understand what I'm saying? That's
Yep.
why you get professional rights. You see it coming before it happens. Why don't you do
Exactly.
your family?
Exactly. It's crazy. Well, hopefully everybody gets on the same page with that. So words, are we ready to exit stage left?
We are. You ready? For what
I
I got to
am.
say?
All
All right.
right. Huh?
Be careful that you are not using your bed as the kitchen table, and your kitchen table is the bed. Live life in chronological order. So many people out here are using the wrong utensils to do the wrong thing. Make sure you're sleeping on your bed and not your kitchen table.
Ooh, make sure you sleeping
You
on
can't.
your bed, not your kitchen table. That is powerful.
Exactly.
That
And
is
make
powerful.
on your bed and
Well,
sleeping on your kitchen
thank
table.
you for dropping those words of wisdom.
Life goes in chronological order. One, two, three. Not 8, 7, 27, 5.
Right,
Those lines.
right, right.
Get it together.
Well, all right, fam. That is another one in the bin. We will be back tomorrow to do another show, and we're gonna put these all up on our account. Just talking to you. Like and subscribe, share, share, share. And hey, family, we love, we miss you.
Y'all, Dre, I'm gonna come to Texas and fight you on the small of your back. I'll tell you every day until you get back on this show. And I hope you heard what I said. You
All
gonna get
right
tired of
now.
you gonna get tired of my teeth press on your shoulder, Jack.
Well,
So
shoot, we just excited to have you in Texas. Come on through, sir.
the moment I get the opportunity, I'm gonna be there.
All right. I'm excited. What? Words in Texas? Oh my God. Think
Texas
Texas
is
will
on my
finally break,
lifetime. It's on my
huh?
lifetime to move to this.
Well, we didn't hear you. What now?
I said Texas is on my lifetime to move to this. I wanna become a Texas resident soon.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
just
you
waiting
let
for
me
my
know and I'll tell you the good areas.
just waiting on to see which way my daughter says she's only gonna be in St. Louis for a year, and there's no way I'm gonna be $1,000 miles from Gretchen. So I'm kind of hoping she picked Texas.
Well, tell her I got some great things. Texas is awesome. You get more bang for your buck down here. But a lot of folks have moved in down here. The traffic is ridiculous. But other than that, it's a good place to live. So and there's some great places to raise kids. So
And there's no state tax.
and there is no state tax. But don't say that because then everybody gonna be moving down here. Oh my God.
It ain't no state tax in Florida either. Y'all go that way.
Yes. Florida. Home of the new Freaknik. Go get it.
Right. Fast like we going to Texas.
Exactly. So yeah, don't come here. We closed. The walls are closed. Oh my God. So, but we'll let y'all in. Y'all got a permanent space in Texas. Words.
Hey, that sounds good to me. Don't be surprised if in the next 6 months you don't look up and I say, hey, I need to know them places.
All right. I'm ready for you.
Yeah.
I am ready.
Hey, you want to hear something else that's key? Guess who my daughter's nurse is?
What?
She is the great niece of Tom Landry.
Really? Your daughter is the great niece of Tom Landry?
Her nurse.
Oh, the nurse. Oh.
She is the great niece of Tom Landry. So I was like, look, the Cowboys following me. That's what I'm talking about right now.
I was about to say that might be a sign, a definite sign.
You know, that's my favorite football team.
Oh,
and the child's father's name is Dallas. So we on our way, baby. We on our way.
We here, come on. Then I get to play with them grandbabies.
That's it, and go to the game.
Right. Get the cute little Dallas Cowboys outfit.
You already know. I'm gonna paint my face. I'm a fanatic. So I turn up at that. I don't turn down. I don't say nothing around that store. I'm not gonna say no. It's oh yeah, I'll be on my Jesus. Yeah. I say yes to all of that.
Ooh, well, as long as you got money to park, you can go to any game you want to, sir. Yes.
Hey, it's called let me get in that lift. Y'all drop me off and then come back and get me.
Okay. And if all else fails, they have a bomb place where you can watch the game right across the bridge from the stadium.
Right.
So we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna have a good time. I can't wait to see you.
That's it. Be there short.
There you go.
Even when it comes to what I do career-wise. Part of that goes on because I know what goes on in Texas.
Right.
I know I can run my thing in Texas and never leave the state. So that means every day I could be back playing with my babies and still making top dollar.
It's not what?
A man always has to have a plan. Whether it succeeds or fails, you got to plan to do something, or you planning to fail out the door.
Right.
Yeah. You can wing it, but you have to have a plan as you winging it.
That is true.
And read the street signs along the way.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't wait to see how this is gonna tie up. I hope y'all do come on.
Yeah.
Like I said, I could play with them grands.
You sure can. I got plenty dirty diapers you can change. I need somebody to change them because, hey, I'm dodging the bullet right now. Every time.
Listen, I'll change a couple, but the best part about it is they go home. So just know you gonna grab one after me, sir.
All right, man, because it's two of them.
You grabbing one after me.
Right, because you got two boys, so I'm gonna have to return the favor. If you do it, you're gonna be like, your turn.
Exactly.
Man, I gotta give it back. Do unto others, have them do unto you. So I gotta give it back.
Yep, there you go.
I have no problem giving it back. No problem on this thing.
Okay, long as you know. Long as you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
Well, all
I
right,
guess I
family.
get that. That likewise, likewise.
There you go.
It's a pleasure, Shay. It's a pleasure.
All right, fam. We are out. We will see y'all tomorrow. And just be safe this week, fam. We love y'all.
That's it. That's it. Love is the key.
All right, we
Put
out.
it in ignition and start it. Boom.
Night, family.
Night night.
Oh, wait.